Hey guys, this is Frozen Things Stews here, and welcome back to another video. And today is about time, the time you've all been waiting for. Time to recap on the movies I saw in 2023. So yeah, with this one right here, I'm going to be doing my top 10 favorite movies of 2023. I gotta be honest with you all, 2023 is one of the best years for movies. Maybe it might even be tied with 2019 as the best year for movies in general. This year is amazing. I love 2023. I don't care what the haters say. Without further ado, if you want to know what my favorite movies of the year were, then just keep watching. But first, let's get on with 5 honorable mentions. Creed 3, John Wick Chapter 4, Shazam! Fury of the Gods, Nimona, and Past Lives. I actually wish I put Past Lives on the list. It's just hard for me to put Past Lives above these 10 other incredible films. So yeah, without further ado, let's get to it. At number 10, Godzilla Minus One. Yep, guys. December, honestly, it kind of sucks that, there isn't a big event movie that came out this month, with whether it's a Star Wars movie or an Avatar movie like that. This year, the big quote-unquote blockbuster that we got was Aquaman and Lost Kingdom. But the real reason why I didn't see Aquaman 2 is because me and my family wanted to see Godzilla Minus One. This movie didn't even come out in my country. What a shame. Yeah, thank God I'm a lucky guy to go to the U.S. And witness this masterpiece. Because to me personally, this is the blockbuster event of this Christmas season. I think we can all agree that Godzilla Minus One is the best Godzilla movie ever made. And I'm gonna go as far as saying, I think this is the best kaiju movie ever made. Yeah, this movie has all the epic Godzilla action that you want. Godzilla is a force to be reckoned with. I think this is the best version of Godzilla yet. This movie made me afraid of Godzilla. Especially in the beginning scene, the opening attack scene. My God, that scene scared the living crap out of me. It felt like that beginning scene felt like a horror movie. And yes, this movie is filled with a bunch of Godzilla action in it. The intense ones. The score is very nostalgic from the classic 1950s Godzilla movie. And this movie felt like a Hollywood blockbuster, a big blockbuster. Can you believe that a film less than 15 million looks this impressive? Yeah, this movie better get a best visual effects nomination. In fact, I think this might have the best visuals of the year. But I think what makes this movie truly incredible is that it's able to, make us feel for the human characters. The MonsterVerse, while I don't think the human characters are as bad as people say it is, I think this movie really accomplishes in making everyone care about the human characters. There's development. And all that stuff. There's development. There's a very compelling human drama to it. And yeah. Oh, and by the way, that atomic breath scene. Woo! Oh my goodness. So yeah, I will talk about this movie. I will review this movie. I guarantee you. Don't worry. But we gotta move on. At number 9, Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania. Oh boy, you guys are gonna hate me for this. I know. Shout out to Gwen the Cat though. I'm sure Gwen the Cat would be happy that I put Quantumania on the list. Yeah, I will never understand the hate for Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania. This is still my favorite Ant-Man film. I still stand by my love for this film. I don't care what anyone else says. This movie is a masterpiece. I love this movie to death. Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania definitely lived up to the hype. That lived up to all the hype. This movie is just epic and wicked from start to finish. Not a single bad CGI in this. Yeah, not even MODOK. Yes, MODOK looks uncanny, but he's supposed to look uncanny. MODOK is supposed to look ugly. Yeah, I love what they did with the the whole diamond crust thing. But what really makes this movie stand out, especially stand out from the other Ant-Man films, is the stakes. Yeah, this movie goes full on big in scale. Like there's like big action scenes, like it is heavy in scale. You literally got Kang out of all people to be the villain in an Ant-Man film. Like Marvel literally had the guts to make an Ant-Man film dark and just big in scale. Kang is just as menacing as as we were expecting him to be in the trailers. I love all the characters: Scott, Hank, Janet, like that. Kang is incredible, but the best character in the movie, the standout, is easily Catherine Newton's Cassie Lang. I love Cassie Lang. She's one of my favorite MCU characters, and I totally defend the decision to cast Catherine Newton as Cassie, because I gotta be honest, Endgame's Cassie is overrated. I'm sorry, but I don't see her as Cassie Lang. I think that might be one of my nitpicks with Endgame, honestly. But yeah, all in all, yeah, love Quantumania. Don't care what anyone else says. At number 8, I'm just Ken. Where I see love, she sees a friend. It's in my destiny to live and die a life of blonde virginity. Yeah, Barbie. Like, where do I get started with Barbie? I mean, first of all, yeah, this movie is visually gorgeous to look at. The production design is gorgeous, especially of Barbie Land. It looks so colorful. This is probably the most colorful movie like I've seen this year. I love the performances, especially with Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling being tied as the best standouts of the movie. Remember when I said Little Women was Greta Gerwig's best film? Well, this is sure her best film now. I realize it. Maybe I only put Little Women as my favorite. Sorry, I only put Little Women as my favorite Greta Gerwig movie just because of my bias towards Disney. But yeah, in a way, Barbie kind of felt like a Disney movie for some reason. But yeah, what makes Barbie truly as masterful as it ended up being, is the themes of this movie. Themes of womanhood and gender equality. Yep. This movie has a message our world needs right now, especially when we live in an age where people just love to compare genders and say, oh, this one gender sucks and this other gender is superior. No gender is superior. Girls the girls are like ruling the Barbie land, and the men are being useless. But then the men just like, oh, we want equality. We want to be as good as the women, but the women are being superior, so we gotta overpower them. But then later on, everyone just learns that no gender should be put above another. Each gender should be equal. And yeah, there's like a lot of womanhood messages too, especially with that amazing monologue from America Ferrera's Gloria. Yeah, I love that. But I think that honestly, it's the Just Ken sequence that made me love this movie even more than praise this movie even more. Like, it's what made me actually think about this movie. There are other great songs too. So yeah, Barbie is just amazing. At number 7, Barbie's counterpart for like the Barbenheimer, Oppenheimer. Yep, Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer is a freaking masterpiece. Yeah, this movie is absolute cinema. I mean, this probably has the best screenplay of the year. Like, I absolutely love the character study of Oppenheimer. Christopher Nolan gives probably his best direction yet when it comes to his directing. This is his best work. I absolutely love the production design and the period piece that is set there. I love all the supporting characters. There's not a single character that feels left behind. And yeah, if you thought that Barbie had a big cast, Oppenheimer's is insane, especially with Cillian Murphy, who I hope wins Best Actor, Emily Blunt, Matt Damon, Robert Downey Jr., so many others, Casey Affleck, Rami Malek, Kenneth Branagh, and Florence Pugh, who is my favorite of them all. But what makes Oppenheimer truly stand out the most, what the best thing about this film, is how big and massive in scale it is. This is a huge film in scale. And out of all the drama movies that we've seen, this is like the biggest drama movie ever made. Even the atomic bomb scene, like, I love it. This might have the best practical effects used in a Nolan film since Interstellar. Yeah, the bomb scene in this, like when they blow up the bomb, man, it just feels huge in scale. And yeah, even the score from Ludwig Göransson, it feels so loud. The sound effects are perfect as well. And yeah, also this is Nolan's comeback when it comes to R rating. So yeah, I can see Oppenheimer. I can totally see Oppenheimer winning Best Picture. We need more big blockbusters like this to win Best Picture. Yeah, if movies like Everything Everywhere All at Once can have the audacity to win Best Picture, then we need more blockbusters like that to win Best Picture. And Oppenheimer to me is why the movie I think should win Best Picture at the Oscars. At number 6, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. Yeah. This is honestly one of the more underappreciated movies of the year. This is my favorite Mission Impossible movie. It is so good, man. Yeah, it is so good. I think this movie is everything I wanted it to be. It literally exceeded my expectations, and this literally might be in my top 20 favorite movies of all time list. Yeah, this is certainly one of the best action movies I've ever seen. This is the No Time to Die of action. What a shame that this movie bombed at the box office. I thought that this is going to be the movie event of July. Well, it is my favorite movie of July. By far the biggest that this franchise has ever gone yet. And this will probably be the Mission Impossible movie I'll rewatch the most. Probably even more than Fallout. I mean, yeah. This is certainly the best action movie of the year. Tom Cruise gives his best performance as Ethan Hunt. You really feel his performance in this one. You really feel bad for him whenever he feels emotional. And I absolutely love, the whole idea of just, this movie being AI driven. Like, the whole AI story with, like, the whole AI messaging of just, being careful about the use of AI, the use of technology, and make sure it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. That is such great messaging right there. The action scenes are the best that this franchise has ever gotten, especially with that final train sequence. Each action scene just keeps getting better and better and better from here. I was on the edge of my seat from start to finish. Yeah, I love all these characters. But the new cast is what really truly shined the most, particularly Hayley Atwell as Grace. Grace is my favorite Mission Impossible character ever. Yeah, she made me love Hayley Atwell even more now than I ever did. I probably want to rewatch First Avenger. Now maybe I'll like the film even more because of Hayley Atwell's character. Peggy has a chance of being one of my MCU crushes. Yeah, Grace is my favorite Hayley Atwell performance. I definitely can't wait for part 2. Shame it had to be delayed to 2025. So yeah. At number 5, what is real if you steal the show? Elemental. Yeah, this movie definitely steals the show when it comes to Pixar. When this movie came out, no one was interested in it. It bombed so hard at the box office. This held the record of Pixar's biggest bomb yet. But then suddenly a miracle happened. Thanks to the people who like this movie, they told everyone that this movie is good, made them watch it, and people actually admitted that this is a surprise. And it makes me very happy. This is the highest grossing Disney animated movie of this decade. What makes this movie just my favorite Pixar movie is just how it just hits different than other Pixar movies. Yeah, it hits so different. The romance between Ember and Wade is just perfection. I love this whole world building of racism and with these elements. Yeah, say what I want about this being a Zootopia ripoff, but honestly, I prefer this movie over Zootopia. Yeah, this movie also made me cry harder than any other Pixar movie, especially in that ending scene. Yeah, probably the best theatrical experience I had watching a Pixar movie. I even watched this movie in an art house cinema. Ember is my favorite Pixar character, my Pixar crush, and yeah. Oh yeah, and Thomas Newman's score for this film, best score of the year to me. Yeah, sadly no one talks about the score. What a poor shame, but yeah. I'm glad Metal's getting kind of recognition, getting kind of recognized. People actually like this film. It actually broke even at the box office, and yeah. So yeah, take that, Disney haters. At least there's a Disney film this year that actually has a decent reputation. Yeah. At number 4, Scream 6. Now yes, we're getting into these next 4 films are in my top 10 favorite movies of all time list. And now the movie that we're talking about is my favorite horror film of all time. Scream 6 is a goddamn masterpiece. I love this movie to death. Sorry. It is just wow. Like, I can't believe how good this was. This movie literally took the Scream franchise to a whole new level of highs. This movie did things that the Scream franchise couldn't the rest of the Scream films couldn't do, which is take place in New York City, outside of Woodsboro, not have Sydney in it, but actually it's still okay. Well, maybe I wouldn't say it's too new to the franchise, since there are some formulaic stuff in this one, but I don't care. I think this movie executed it in the best way possible. This is the most intense Scream film yet. It is the most badass. It's the most fun. Like, seeing these characters just be put in danger, and then seeing them just be put in danger and all that stuff. Yeah, it is just so much fun to watch. The killings in this movie are up to a max of times 10. Like, literally, like that scene when Annika gets thrown out the building and we see like that blood in her face. Holy crap! Yeah, Ghostface is even more threatening than ever. But what makes this movie truly stand out the most, besides all the killings and that stuff, is the characters, the core of the characters, the core for it especially. Kirby Reed has never been better. I will honestly think that Kirby Reed is an overrated character in Scream 4, but here, Kirby Reed is like done to perfection in this one. But then you got Sam, Tara, Mindy, and Chad. All of them just had perfect chemistry together. And Sam Carpenter, all I can say is justice for Melissa Barrera. Yep. So yeah, all Scream 6, love this movie. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I also prefer Jill from Scream 4 over the killers in this one, but yeah. At number 3, my favorite MCU movie ever, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Yeah, this movie is emotional, it is heartbreaking, it is deep, and it is one of the darkest MCU movies ever, as this movie tackles animal abuse. High Evolutionary is a top 3 MCU villains. Rocket is the best male MCU character. Like, you really feel bad for Rocket in this movie. His backstory, his trauma, and I mean what he went through with the High Evolutionary's actions, and Lila is the most adorable MCU character ever. Yeah, I mean the Guardian stuff is still great. The performances are great. The performances are all great, but it's pretty much the backstory scenes that really make this movie shine. And at the end of the film, yeah, Rocket's development in this one, it really paid off so well, especially with Rocket finally coming to accept the fact that he's a raccoon, and he's like, the name's Rocket, raccoon. The ending also delivered a message to critics, to all the moviegoers, that you don't need to cry over a sad scene. You can still cry over a happy scene. See these characters just dance in freedom and all this stuff, and Peter Quill returning home to his grandpa. How could anyone not cry at that? So yeah. This movie is the peak of the MCU. I still think that Secret Wars will top this as the best MCU movie ever, because Secret Wars is Secret Wars. Like, it's gonna be the biggest blockbuster ever made, period. So yeah. At number 2, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Yep, Across the Spider-Verse, the best superhero movie of all time, period, and my 3rd favorite movie ever. Yeah, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, I mean, what else is there to say that hasn't been said already? This has the best use of the multiverse I have ever seen. This movie has the best Spider-Man storyline. It has the most emotionally resonating and powerful Spider-Man storyline. I mean, with the current state I am in right now, I'm actually in the same state in my mentality as Miles right now. I don't want to explain it too personal, but I'll just say it. Right now, I'm literally in the same mentality as Miles is, and yeah, and I can relate to him even more now. And this movie even feels like Gwen Stacy's movie. Yeah, you can praise all the action scenes, the chase scene, the ending, the Prowler Mouse scene, all you want. But I think that one scene with Gwen talking to her dad in Gwen's world, that scene needs more recognition. I'm serious right now. So yeah, Across the Spider-Verse comes in at number 2. But you all know what number 1 is. I think it's no surprise. And my number 1 favorite movie of 2023 is Wish. I will never understand the hate for Wish. As a Disney fanboy myself, this movie is everything, and I mean everything I wanted it to be and more. Like, this movie is like just resonated with me the most in 2023. It honors Disney's 100th legacy better than it had any rights to be. It has one of the best animations I have ever seen. King Magnifico is my favorite movie villain of all time, and obviously the best villain of the year, no competition. The songs are some of the best of the year, especially with This Wish, the ending version of This Wish. Asha is the best character of the year. Yeah, this movie is just so emotionally resonating, so heart-wrenching. It made me cry, especially at the end of the movie. And yeah, I'm actually planning to see this one for a third time on Thursday. Yeah, I'm seeing this movie for a third time on actually Friday, which is just perfect. It is perfect on every single level. It is not only the best movie of 2023, not only is it the best Disney original movie I've ever seen, not only is it the best movie of the decade, but it is my second favorite movie of all time. Do I need to say what my number 1 is? Wish is the most underrated movie of all time. I am probably the Wish's number 1 fan and defender, but I don't care. I get to have my own opinions all you want. You can hate this movie all you want. You can put this in your worst movies of 2023 list all you want. You can call this the worst animated movie of the year. You can call this the worst animated movie of 2023 all you want. You can call this the worst Disney movie all you want, but you can't stop me from loving this masterpiece. Walt Disney, thank you for everything. Thank you for making your movie that end up being the best movie of the year, even over freaking Across the Spider-Verse. So yeah, thank you Disney for everything. I will always stand by your side. Yeah, let's hope that Disney hate will die down. I don't think it ever will, but who cares? So that's all for my best movies of 2023. And stay tuned for my worst movies of the year. Bye, guys. Hey guys, this is Frozen Things Studios here, and welcome back to another video. And you all have seen my top 10 favorite movies of 2023 list. If you haven't seen the list yet, I highly recommend watching that video. But today, I am going to be sharing with you guys the complete opposite. The worst movies of 2023. Now, I will say this. I am still a defender of 2023. I still stand by what I said about defending this year in my best movies of 2023 video. But that does not mean there was some duds this year, because there were certainly a bunch of terrible movies, a bunch of god-awful movies. So yeah, with that said, I'm going to give you guys my picks for the worst movies of 2023. So anyways, if you want to know my picks for the worst movies of the year, then just keep watching. But first, let's start off with 5 dishonorable mentions. The Nun 2, Murder Mystery 2, House Party, the Pope's Exorcist, and Kandahar. Yeah, they range from 15 to 11, just like my best list. Yeah, and Kandahar came close to making the list. At number 10, oh boy, this is a controversial placement because it's only a number 10 and not the number 1, or at least number 2. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Yeah, I will say it. I don't hate this movie as much as other people do, but man, I cannot believe I was too generous to saying giving this a mediocre rating and seeing this as a so bad it's good movie. But on rewatch, I realized it's plain bad. Yeah, this movie, oh god. it doesn't fulfill its promise to be a dumb, fun movie, unlike the Mean One was. But at least it makes sense to turn the Grinch into a horror parody character because the Grinch is actually supposed to be a villain. So making him evil makes sense. But turning Winnie the Pooh into a slasher, that is so dumb. Now, what makes this only a number 10 and not higher is that I will say that the opening, there were some decent kills that I kind of enjoyed, and the opening sketch was probably very creative. I like the opening sketch, but everything else in this film, it just came off as a generic slasher movie that has nothing to do with the Pooh lore. It's just basically Pooh and Piglet being Michael Myers 2.0. That's basically what the movie is. It's just that, and it is boring. It takes itself too seriously, and don't get me started on that laughably bad performance of Christopher Robin. Yeah, so yeah, all in all, just screw this movie. Yeah, it sucks. If you want to see a Pooh movie that's live action, it has a dark tone, it is actually good, watch Christopher Robin 2018. Very underrated film. At number 9, A Shotgun Wedding. Yeah. Now I will say, well, Winnie the Pooh, Lana Honey did have, a few, like, one or two minor redeeming qualities. These next 9 films, I think are have no redeeming qualities to them. They're all just all around bad from start to finish. And Shotgun Wedding, oh my goodness. Yeah, I didn't get to rent this film, and I don't think I'm ever gonna rent it because I don't even remember a single thing that happened on this film. It is boring. Yeah, it's not fun at all from start to finish. It's not funny. Yeah, it's not funny. It is just, yeah. Josh Duhamel and Jennifer Lopez were so incredibly annoying. Yeah, they're probably one of the worst couples of the year. Not the worst couple of the year. I'll get to the movie with the worst couple of 2023 later on, and oh boy. And the plot is nothing. Like, what is this plot? Like, what is it? Like, what is this plot? There's barely any action. There's like only 1 or 2 action, and the action scenes we do get are just incredibly lazy. The jokes are unfunny. It's more cringe. And what is Janet from The Good Place doing in this? Yeah, the actress who plays Janet from The Good Place is in this one. I'm a huge fan of that show. I interviewed that show at some point, but yeah. I will say that character she played was probably the most tolerable thing about the movie. And I was later rooting for her to destroy the couple, but yeah. Yeah, screw this movie. At number 8, that's Spy Kids Armageddon. Yeah. First of all, like, who asked for this? Like, why do we need another Spy Kids movie in the modern era? Robert Rodriguez, are you out of your mind right now? This is how you follow Palita? Oh, but then he made that garbage Book of Boba Fett and that disappointing Hypnotic. But yeah, I guess Robert Rodriguez is not a good director. I was only generous to him just because of how much I love Alita, and I still do, but it's just because of James Cameron, honestly. But yeah, this movie is stupid. I can call it a cash grab because it's a streaming movie. The actors are phoning it in, especially Zachary Levi. Come on, Zachary. I love you, Shazam Fear of the Gods. What happened here? Gina Rodriguez, Billy Madison is one of the worst villains I've seen this year. The CGI is one of the ugliest I've seen this year. And the plot is basically just the same as the first film. So yeah, overall, yeah, this movie sucks. It's not even a fun movie. It's not funny. It's just nothing. It just makes you question why this movie exists. At number 7, The Amazing Maurice. Thank God 2023 was actually a banger year for animation, and I will certainly make a video ranking all 2023 animated movies. But of course there were some stinkers out there. Like one I'm about to mention later on this list. You got the Monkey King and all that stuff. There's something I'm missing, but I don't care. The Amazing Maurice is certainly one of the worst of them all. This might be one of the most boring animated films I have ever seen in my life. It's an absolute nothing. There's no story. The characters were either one-dimensional or just mean-spirited. And this movie has such a great cast. Like, seriously, you got Hugh Laurie, Emilia Clarke, David Thewlis, Himesh Patel, David Tennant, Gemma Arterton, like Hugh Bonneville. There's like such great there's a great cast that we found here. But what happened? Yeah, poor Emilia Clarke. This is like if you thought Kira was from Solo was her worst performance, or you think Daenerys from Game of Thrones season 8 is her worst performance, then yeah, wait till you see her voice acting in this one. Oh boy. At number 6, time to get controversial here with The Little Mermaid. Why do people like this movie? I'm sorry, but like, what is it that people like about this movie? This is honestly the most overrated Disney movie I have ever seen, and one of the most overrated movies of 2023. I seriously don't understand what people like about this movie at all. And the fact that some people say this movie, and the fact that many people say this is better than Wish, is just beyond me. This is just a perfect example of why these live action remakes need to stop. At this point, I don't even believe these remakes are made by Disney. It's just made by another studio that calls itself Disney, but actually they're run by different people. Yeah, the plot is just the same as the original. Of course, it's gonna be, but the pacing of this movie is so freaking slow. I was so bored out of my mind. And yes, it is beyond boring. Like, I was so bored out of the point that when I rewatched this movie, I didn't even pay attention. And I don't need to because I don't care. I only watch this movie just so I can so I can critique it. And critics need to watch different kinds of movies, whether bad or good. Yeah. Halle Bailey as Ariel is the quote-unquote best thing about the film, but I was not impressed with her performance. I think it is extremely overrated. No one else gave a good performance in the slightest bit. Either they were bored, they're dragging it out, or overacting. The songs were rendered terribly, but oh boy, the new songs were even worse, especially Scuttlebutt. Yeah, I could have literally sang Scuttlebutt. I actually could have sang Scuttlebutt in the tradition, but I didn't think of that until now, so don't care. And also the CGI, yeah. Give me the expression as Lion CGI and Lion King remake over the CGI in this movie. This is really one of the worst Disney live action remakes I've ever seen, and I'm not gonna apologize for dissing on this one. At number 5, oh boy, let's get controversial. No Hard Feelings. This is without a doubt the most overrated movie of 2023. And I thought The Little Mermaid was already the most overrated. I never in a million years would I think that there would be something more overrated than The Little Mermaid. But here we are with No Hard Feelings. I was never even looking forward to this movie. I thought it looked really stupid, and especially with the whole age gap thing of a minor dating a grown woman. Like, that's so stupid. But oh my goodness, the movie turned out to be even worse than I predicted. There's no attempt of a good comedy. There's no entertainment value. It is really dumb. I mean, this whole idea of just Jennifer Lawrence's character dating this teen boy just for her work, like as if she's pretty much work like hired to date somebody like as a job. That is so dumb. I mean, why would you have this kind of career where you can just date someone like as a career, and then you just suddenly, yeah, chances are you'd suddenly not love the person. It is stupid. There's no chemistry between Jennifer Lawrence and that teen guy who I don't want to name and I don't want to bother. That teen guy is so annoying. I could not stand him. Jennifer Lawrence is also annoying. In fact, I think this might be her worst performance yet. Yes, worse than Mystique in Dark Phoenix. Like, every time she like Simpson, like she just goes to that teen boy like, oh, hey guy, I'm so sassy. Yeah, her face. Oh, why? So yeah, screw this movie. At number 4, The Exorcist Believer. Oh, should I say The Exorcist Unbeliever? Yeah, I certainly do not believe in this movie in one bit. Now, the original Exorcist, while it's a bit overrated and and not one of my favorite horror movies. Well, that movie is while it is overrated, I can acknowledge that it is a timeless classic. It is a game changer in the horror genre. It is legitimately scary and all that stuff. I still think it's a great film. Despite me saying it's overrated, it's just not a perfect movie. But oh boy, yeah, imagine someone preferring this over the original, because I never in a million years would someone would. I certainly cannot imagine it because, oh boy, it's just as bad as I knew. It's just as bad as I knew it would be. And I was already dreading this movie. It was one of my least anticipated movies of the year. But this made me done with exorcism movies. It just seems like these studios, they try way too hard to capture, what made The Exorcist so iconic, but they forget about the Exorcist element, like how they forget about how The Exorcist uses exorcism in a unique way, but instead they just come up with just copying it instead of just understanding it. David Gordon Green, please stop making horror legacy sequels, for crying out loud. The first Halloween ends and now this one. If you're obsessed with horror movies like that, then just make your own original horror movie. Just stop touching legacy sequels, for crying out loud. At number 3, the worst Disney live action remake of the year, Peter Pan and Wendy. Yeah, everything about this movie was just painful to watch, from the performances to the lifeless visuals to the story that thinks it's different from the original. And not to mention, it's an absolute snooze fest. And then they butchered up the characters. Apparently, Wendy's the main character, and while I would love to acknowledge Wendy having this female empowerment, they did it in such a crappy way. This is like hashtag not my girl power, and this movie made some really stupid decisions that I can't get over, like how they made Captain Hook sympathetic for some reason. David Lowery is such an overrated director. A Ghost Story is regarded as one of the most overrated movies in film history, and I don't blame him because I think it's overrated too. I mean, he's like 50-50 when it comes to director. Like he's made 4 movies so far. Didn't like this and Ghost Story. Beat Dragon Knight liked it, and Green Knight is by far his best film. This is David Lowery's worst film yet. At number 2, Meg 2, The Trench. Oh, should I say, shut up, Meg. Good. Oh, yeah. This movie can go shut up for all I care. Oh dear God, yeah, this movie is a pile of garbage. In fact, I told you all this movie was gonna suck, because everyone's just like, ooh, this movie looks like it's gonna be a dumb, mindless, fun, guilty pleasure like the original. I can't believe my parents forced me to watch this one, because they're apparently fans of the first Meg movie. Yeah, and by forced me to watch, I mean in freaking cinemas. This is probably the worst movie I've ever had to spend my money on, even though my parents paid full price for this and I had to pay nothing. Thank God for that. But yeah, this movie is just it represents everything wrong with modern Hollywood today, and even represents everything wrong with the genre. Even though I'm a defender of modern Hollywood, I mean, this movie is just just shows how all the things that people have been complaining about, it's in this one. It focuses on these bland human characters who are a bunch of nobodies. Apparently the shark is pushed to the side, and it focuses more on the subplots. And there's barely any action. There's like only one shark action, and we do get some action, but it's just basically Jason Statham versus regular human beings. That's it. And this movie has he has human antagonist. Why? Yeah. The shark is like basically just an afterthought or something. The shark is supposed to be the main villain. Oh, and you want to know how the shark gets defeated? I'll tell you. One of the characters befriends the shark, becomes friends with it, and then tells it to go away. Yeah, this is a sequel that never should have been made in the first place. This is one of the worst action movies I have ever seen in my entire life. And this is certainly the worst live action movie I've seen this year, and the worst movie I've seen all summer. But there is one film that is even worse, and you all know what it is. And the number 1 worst movie of 2023 is Trolls Band Together. This movie is the definition of cliche generic tropes you've seen in other movies before, because it's basically just character finding long lost relative, that's like so overused nowadays. Yeah, the movie is also so preachy with its message, and it hasn't learned from the first two. And yeah, Poppy and Branch, they're just they become useless characters now, and I don't even remember what if they even did in the movie. But oh boy, if you thought Poppy and Branch were bad, the siblings were even worse. Viva and John Dory. Oh my goodness, they both stink. Yeah, especially John Dory. He's just such a mean-spirited character. Viva doesn't even serve a purpose to the story at all, despite her marketed to be one of the best characters. Her character, her backstory felt like a completely different movie, like Trolls 4, which I hope does not happen. And also Velvet and Wiener are the worst villains of the year by far. And they're just basically rip-offs to Ernest and Della Cruz from Coco. I still stand by that. And the animation sucks. There's like a bunch of uncanny images, especially that Puppet Island scene, Biggie Island, these puppets, blah, blah, yeah. So yeah, Trolls Band Together is not only the worst movie of the year, it is also the worst DreamWorks movie I have ever seen in my life. And this is the worst movie I have ever seen in my life. Period. So yeah, this is a symbolism of everything wrong with movies and a disgrace to the industry. So yeah, how on earth do people think that this is better than Wish? Seriously, what does this movie do better than Wish? I'd like to know. So that's all for my top 10 worst movies of 2023 list. What is your list? What are your worst movies to list? Would Trolls Band Together be on the list or not? Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for my review on Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. So yeah, bye guys. I just can't, where I see love, she sees a friend. Is it my destiny to live and die a life of blind virginity? I'm just kidding and I'm enough, and I'm great at doing stuff. So hey world, check me out.
You face what the river
Seriously, one of the most entertaining franchises of all time. How can you make a Fast and Furious movie this boring? Hey guys, this